ang budget, di ba po? I think Senator Lacson is also here, Vice Chair of the Committee on Finance, na napakasipag itong kasama natin na sinisiyasat ang ating budget. Nung sinabi to ni Chief Persida na meron kayong event ngayon, she told me this 3 months or 6 months ago. Sabi ko, naku, baka hindi pwede dahil sa panahon ngayon, talagang tuloy-tuloy ang budget hearings. Pero sabi niya, hindi pwedeng wala ka doon. May sorpresa kami sa'yo. Sabi ko, ano kayong sorpresa niyon? Mapagsalitain ako before all the PAUs all over the country. Hindi naman ako abogado, ba't niyo ako gustong pakinggan? Pero ako'y nagagalak na makasama kayo dahil kayo ang talagang epitome of what a public servant is all about. Because you are the defenders of the marginalized, of the poor, of the faceless and the nameless and the vulnerable of our country. You are the core of what social justice is in the Philippines today. So I'd like to greet Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta, my dear friend in government, in the DOJ, one of my closest BFFs, who is as makulit as me. That's why she gets what she wants and you get what you want, because she's very persistent. Deputy Chief Attorney Silvestre Bossing, Undersecretary Raymond Lecate is also here, Honorable Hilda Loha, and 17 regional public attorneys, 1,700 public attorneys, and all of you present here today. Kung paano ko lang ikwento na sa dating administrasyon pa, ay tinatrabaho ko na yung pagbigay ng karapat-dapat lamang sa mga retirado na napaw at mga namatay na napaw. Balik-balik ako as your Vice Chair of Finance then, and now your Chairman of Finance, palaging may hadlang. DOJ legal opinion, DBM legal opinion. Pero sabi ko, legal opinion, but is it not legal to give what's due those who have served and those who have retired and those who have died? So, I may not be a lawyer, but I know what's legal and I know what's fair and just. So I continue to fight for what the PAUs, retired PAUs, and the deceased PAUs deserve. Even if the Department of Justice in the previous administration said it cannot be given. Even if the DBM then told me the legal opinion says it cannot be given. I said, study it again. I am sure you can find a legal opinion favorable to the PAU. And true enough, the legal opinion of Yusek Ted De Leon of DBM, and I talked to Secretary Jokno about it, and ASEC Nina Pangandaman, and I'll be very transparent, I talked to all of them. I lobbied for the granting of what the deceased and retired PAU deserves, because that's the least we can do for them. So thank you, Chief Persida, for having me here today. It's a great honor for me. But I think the greater honor is really to speak before all of the public defenders in my midst, who have an indispensable role in ensuring justice for the poor, for the weak, for the nameless and faceless, and the vulnerable in our country. I salute all of you, each and every one of you, for choosing the path of public service, which is tireless and sometimes thankless and dangerous. As chair of your Committee on Finance, who reviews how government agencies have been spending public funds, I realize that we really cannot sleep on our jobs as public servants, figuratively and literally, because every hour, every day of delay in the provision of our basic services could mean life or death for the oppressed, for the marginalized, and the underprivileged. Imagine a poor father making ends meet who could be wrongly accused of a crime. For a PAU lawyer, he could just be one of those usual clients. Interviewing him could be part of just another normal routine. But for him, every hour he waits, every day he spends in jail, waiting for justice to be served, could mean daily hunger for his family. And I am certain that each PAO present here today looks at his or her job with utmost sincerity and diligence to make sure that such clients see justice expeditiously. That is how your mandate is. That is how we should value public service. We should do our duty for the people in our country as if our life depended on it every single day. I call on all of you, our PAO lawyers, never to lose the passion for public service, to prioritize the truly indigent and the most vulnerable, and to ensure that the law dispenses justice equally, equitably for all. For my part, I commit my support to the Public Attorney's Office. I will do my best in ensuring to address your needs through the budget and legislation if needed. In fact, I warmly welcome the court ruling last year, or early this year, ordering the release of the retirement benefits of PAO lawyers finally. It is but fitting to give our retired public attorneys who have spent many years, if not decades, providing legal services to indigent litigants the benefits they rightfully deserve. As affirmation of our support, we have already approved in the committee level the proposed 2018 budget of PAO under the Department of Justice, which includes, among others, funding for the creation of new lawyer positions in the PAO, as well as the proposed 2018 budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways, where 964,931,000 budget for the new PAO Central Office building is launched. We will ensure that this will be approved in the final version of the 2018 General Appropriations Act, with the support of my colleagues, including Senator Lacson, who I believe is also in the hall today, to address the lack of public lawyers and the serious congestion of PAO Central Office. Moreover, I wish to reiterate my support for PAO's assistance to children and women who are among the most vulnerable members of our society. I am glad that the PAO continuously conducts trainings and seminars on gender and development for public attorneys and support staff. I hope that you could collaborate closely with the Women's Desk of the PNP, and if you could also collaborate closely with the Anti-Trafficking Council, which I created by law in 2003, and in 2011 with the expanded Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, creating the council headed by DOJ and DSWD. I'm sure that the PAO lawyers know what I'm talking about. These are the laws very close to my heart as a three-term senator. The Anti-Domestic Violence Act in my first term, the Anti-Trafficking in Human Trafficking Act in my first term, the expanded Anti-Trafficking Act in 2012 or 13, that was my second term. These are very important measures which I'm sure you are using and implementing in the course of your job. So today, you're about to complete your mandatory continuing legal education, or the MCLE, for this year. I am optimistic that this will further reinvigorate your weary minds and spirits. Yes, we may have a tireless, oftentimes thankless job, but the fact that you chose this path only means that it is in your heart, in your DNA to serve. And for that, I will never get tired of thanking all of you and for serving all of you. Nakakapagod po ang ating trabaho. 12 to 15 hours po ang aming mga hearing sa Senado. Pag umuwi pa sa bahay, ay nag-check pa po ng mga text at ng mga email at nagbabasa para sa susunod na araw. Pero kung nakikita naman po natin na nabibigyan ng hustisya ang mga nangangailangan na PAW, pag nakikita naman po natin na tinatayo ang mga gusali na kailangan ng ahensya ng gobyerno, pag nakikita natin na nabibigyan ng katarungan ang mga mahihirap na tao na hindi kayang magbayad sa abogado dahil sa serbisyo publiko ng mga abogadong kamukha ninyo, nawawala na po ang aming pagod. Kaya sa pagkakataon ito, sa aking 3 termino at patapos sa 2019, magkukumplete na po ang 3 termino, siguro po ay nabigyan ng kabuuan ang aking pagiging serbisyo publiko at nabigyan ng lalong fulfillment po ang aking trabaho sa maliit na tulong na naidulot ko sa ating mga PAW lawyers. Pero nandyan po rin po ako kung anong mapapaglingkod po natin para paigtingin ang inyong profesyon, para lalo po kayo magkaroon ng extension service bang tawag dyan, o outreach sa ating mga nangangailangan na publikong hindi po kayo maabot o hindi kayo mahanap. Alamin po nyo, what I really would like to do is have extension services just like agriculture extension, just like the DSWD workers, social welfare should reach every vulnerable community and every poor community. I believe that every Filipino deserves to be defended by a PAW lawyer. And so, if you think there's a need for additional PAW positions, which is in your budget, and need for intensive capacity building and training so that we can help people access you more, Dr. Persida would know that better. I would be happy to fund that capacity building, training, and workshop so that communities would know what the PAW's mandate is and they could really encourage the communities to link with the PAW or for PAW to have similarly situated extension or outreach workers like the other agencies of government. On this occasion, I congratulate all of you for your continuing legal education. In 1981, I wanted to become a lawyer after I graduated from the UP College of Mass Communications. I actually almost applied to the UP College of Law. But iba po ang balak sa akin ng tadhana. Ako po ay tinawagan na ng stasyon ng RPN 9 noon at nagtrabaho na ng full-time bilang reporter at mamamahayag sa telebisyon. Pero iba man ang ating tinatahak na landas, ay magkasama po tayo ngayon sa gobyerno para po bigyan ng katarungan at tulong sa ating mga mahihirap na kapatid sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat, magandang hapon sa inyo.